There are places in the world that feel like they hold time itself. Venice is one of those places. Here, the streets are water. The sky reflects twice, once above and once below. And every corner seems to whisper old stories. Today, as we drift slowly by boat through the canals, I invite you not only to see Venice, but to feel it, to walk, or rather float, through its memory and so don't look around. The water touches the walls of houses like an old friend. Centuries have passed, but the rhythm remains the same. The splash of oars, the soft call of gondoliers, the echo of footsteps on stone bridges. No cars, no modern rush, only the sound of water shaping the life of a city. Venice was born from water, and it will always belong to it. Long ago, people fled here from invaders and built homes on tiny islands in the lagoon. To make this possible, they drove millions of wooden piles deep into the mud. Strangely, those piles never rotted, because underwater there is no air. Instead, they hardened, turning into a kind of stone. That is why Venice still stands after more than 1,000 years, floating, yet unshakable dot as we pass along this narrow canal. Notice the facades of the houses. Some look faded, the paint peeling, the bricks touched by moss. But this is not decay. It is beauty. Venice ages like a person who carries wisdom in every wrinkle. Each wall is a diary, each window a witness dot here. A small bridge appears ahead. In Venice, bridges are everywhere. There are more than 400 of them, and each one connects not only pieces of land, but also people. Bridges are symbols of trust. You step forward, believing there is another side waiting for you. And in this city, there always is dot. Now the canal opens wider, and in the distance, you can see the Rialto Bridge. It is the most famous bridge in Venice, built in the 16th century. Once, it was the only way to cross the Grand Canal on foot. Imagine the life around it centuries ago. Merchants shouting prices, sailors carrying goods, gold and spices changing hands. The Rialto was not just a bridge. It was the beating heart of trade. And speaking of trade, did you know that Venice was once the richest city in Europe? Its ships traveled as far as Constantinople and Alexandria. From the east came silk, perfumes, and exotic food. Venice became a crossroad of cultures where East met West. Even today, you can feel that mixture in its architecture, in its art, in its very spirit. Look there, a gondola glides past us. The gondola is the soul of Venice. Every single one is handmade. And here is something most people don't know. A gondola is not symmetrical. One side is slightly longer than the other. Why? So that it can move straight even when the gondolier rows from just one side. Such small genius hides behind elegance once. There were more than 10,000 gondolas in Venice. Today, only a few hundred remain, mostly for visitors. Yet, when you sit in one, drifting under bridges as the city unfolds around you, you can almost hear the echo of centuries daughter. Look to the right, the Dog's Palace. It rises like a marble ship ready to sail. For centuries, it was the center of Venetian power. Inside, halls painted by masters like Tintoretto and Veronese tell stories of ambition and glory. But from the water, the palace looks softer, like lace carved in stone. Beside it is the Bridge of Sighs. It sounds romantic, but its history is tragic. Prisoners crossed it, seeing Venice for the last time before jail. Their sighs gave the bridge its name, and yet today couples kiss under it, believing it brings eternal love. That is Venice, tragedy and hope woven together. Now, let us drift deeper into the canals. Notice how light dances on the water. In the morning, it is bright and sharp, turning houses golden. At night, it becomes gentle, making the city dreamlike. Venice changes with every hour, like a living poem. Here's a little-known fact. Venice was once famous for silk production. Families raised silkworms and created fabrics so fine that kings and queens across Europe. Then, later, when silk lost its place, the city turned to art, music, and theater. Venice reinvented itself again and again, proving that survival is about change as we turn. You can see another small square where laundry hangs between houses. This is the Venice of locals, quiet, ordinary, yet full of charm. While millions of visitors come every year, there are still families who live simply, fishing, cooking, greeting neighbors across narrow canals. Their traditions are what keep Venice alive beyond the postcards dot. And now, slowly, the Grand Canal begins to open in front of us like a grand stage. Palaces line both sides, each with its own story. Some belong to rich merchants, others to noble families. Today, many are hotels or museums. But if you look closely, you can almost see candles glowing in their windows. Hear music from old banquets. Feel the whispers of history dot. We move towards San Marco Square, the heart of Venice. From here, the city once ruled over seas and lands. The basilica rises like a treasure chest, filled with mosaics brought from distant lands. The campanile stands tall, a watchtower of time. But from the water, the whole square feels like a dream, as if the lagoon itself gave birth to it. And this is the climax of our journey. Venice, in this moment, is not just a city. It is a mirror of life. Like water, it reminds us that time flows, that nothing stays the same. Yet beauty is found in the very act of change. As our boat drifts quietly, I think about how Venice stands between worlds, between water and land, past and future, dream and reality. Maybe that is why it touches us so deeply. We may leave Venice, but Venice never leaves us. It stays in memory, in reflection, in the rhythm of our own lives. Because every canal is like a thought, every bridge a choice, every wave a reminder that the journey matters as much as the destination dot. And so, as the sun sets over the lagoon, we say goodbye for now. Venice remains timeless, fragile, eternal.